Hawks Cats preliminary final. Winner moves to the grand final. Loser season's over. This is going to be one of the games of the year, so let's get into it. G'day guys, ET back with the Hawks Cats preliminary final preview. We're going over injuries, ins and outs, recent history, and one-on-one matchups to expect. It's going to be good. Everything you need to know about this game will be in this video, so let's get into it. Firstly, let's look at recent history now. The Hawks and the Cats have only played each other once this season, which is in round 6 on Easter Monday. The Cats got the job done by 7 points. The game was pretty much even the entire way through until about the last 2 minutes where Hawthorn made a mistake down back, then conceded the goal, and yeah, the game was over at that point, but a super competitive game nonetheless. Last season, the Cats beat the Hawks twice, once by 51 and another time on Easter Monday by 36. The 51-point loss was in Geelong, and it was the only game out of those 4 losses after the bad start to the 2024 season that was an absolute blowout. 3 out of those 4 losses, other than the Geelong game, were within 3 points, I believe. So yeah, it was the only bad loss we had in the 2024 season after that 0-5 start. Now onto the injuries. I don't think Geelong have any real bad injuries. They've obviously had 2 of the last 3 weeks off, so they should be fresh and ready to go, and I'm pretty sure they're fit. Unless I'm missing something or there's a late withdrawal, I believe Geelong are almost fully healthy for this game. And for the Hawks, the only injury is Cal Shadir, who is still battling that hamstring injury that he suffered in the elimination final. He obviously missed last week, and Mitch Lewis replaced him, but other than that, Hawthorn don't have any new injuries. And also, Jack Gunston and Jack Ginnivan will both start the game, so their hamstring problems are more than fine, I believe. Now for the head-to-head matchup, this is going to be seriously exciting. Both teams have a lot of firepower and a lot of talent going into this game, and I think it might be one of the more exciting matchup-wise games we're going to see in a very long time. And what I mean by that is it's going to be 2 players, 2 very talented players matched up on each other, and one of them is just going to get the better of the other from time to time. For example, Hardwick is going to destroy his opponent from time to time, but Geelong have pretty good small forwards, so the small forward is going to get the best of Hardwick at times, just for an example. The first matchup to look out for is Off Night on Brian Myers. Of course, Off Night being Blake Hardwick, as he is known on this channel now. Brian Myers, he's not a big goal scorer. He's only averaging just over half a goal a game. That's 13 goals in 22 appearances this season. But he averages about 7 score involvements and almost a goal assist a game. He's very dangerous without the ball. He sets up a lot of offense for the Cats. Very underrated. Also averages 22 disposals throughout 22 games. So yeah, he's very dangerous, and I think Hardwick can do the job on him. Next is probably an obvious one, but I'm going Josh Battle on Jeremy Cameron. I would do Barris, but I think Battle is just a bit more versatile and a bit more athletic, and he can run with Cameron a bit better than what Tom Barris could. The Coleman medalist on an All-Australian key defender, look, it's going to be fireworks. It's going to be action-packed. I still feel like Cameron could definitely snag 3 or 4 goals, but Battle is probably the best suited to do this job. I feel like Scrimshaw at times might go to Cameron, but for the most part, I believe Battle is going to go on Cameron, and it's going to free up players like Scrimshaw, Impey, Sicily to do their thing a little bit more. So yeah, Battle's going to have a tough night, but he's going to hold his own, I can guarantee you that. Next is an interesting one, but I'm going with Jack Scrimshaw, who's going to do the job on Patrick Dangerfield. Now, the reason being, Scrimshaw can hold his own against Danger. I think Danger's got him in the speed category, but other than that, they're probably 50-50 because Scrimshaw is a really good 1-1 player. Also, Danger at times goes down to the goal square, starts to full forward, and I believe Scrimshaw could do the job as a fullback at times when needed. So I think this is probably the best matchup-wise for the Hawks. I think Impey could run with Danger for the speed, but I think Scrimshaw is just a little bit bigger and is going to outmuscle him from time to time. It's going to be tough. Danger's going to get the best of him. I can guarantee you that. Dangerfield is still a great player, but yeah, Scrimshaw is going to do a job, and he's played really well the last couple of weeks in the finals. So yeah, I think this is the best case scenario for the Hawks, Scrimshaw on Dangerfield. Next might seem a bit weird, but it will make sense, and that is Connor Nash on either Bailey Smith or Max Holmes. Now, you're probably thinking Nash definitely can't keep up with Smith and Holmes speed-wise, especially in the open field, and you're absolutely right. But around the footy, like I've said the last couple of weeks, Nash is huge. He's 6'7", and to deal with him around the footy for an hour and 20 minutes at the stoppages, tackling, clinching, grappling, and just trying to get to position, it's going to be hard. It's going to tire either Smith or Holmes out, or even both, if he does the job perfectly, and it's going to be tough for those two. Yes, other players are going to have to go to those guys. Maybe a Watson, just for the speed, just to put a bit of pressure on. I'm assuming Sam Butler is going to play on those two from time to time, just to apply the pressure, but I think Nash around the stoppage is going to be Hawthorn's best bet to have a chance at winning this game. The next one's got a bit of a question mark next to it, but I think from time to time we might see this matchup, and that is Josh Weddle on Mark Blicavs. Yes, Blicavs obviously a ruckman, but He does run on the wing a little bit. I'm not sure how much of late, but I'm assuming he's going to spend some time on the wing because he's super athletic. And I think with the big body wingman in Weddle is going to go with him. And potentially they're going to compete in the ruck around the ground from time to time. Maybe even Weddle moving to the ruck just for maybe a 5-minute period or so. Leave Meek a kick behind the footy, or at least when Meek's resting, just a little sort of variation for the Hawks to switch things up a little bit. But I think we might see this from time to time, but I could be completely wrong. Now, I think this one is going to be one of the most underrated matchups of the entire season, and that is Massimo D'Ambrosio on Ollie Dempsey running the wings. Ollie Dempsey is an elite wingman, and he runs all day. He's one of those players that you see from full back to full forward, literally running from end to end in the entire ground. And in the qualifying final against the Lions, week 1 of the finals, he had 25 disposals and 3 goals. So if you don't put someone on defensively, you've got to have someone who can keep up with him. And I think Massimo D'Ambrosio is definitely due in for a big game. Massimo is a very good runner. He's been quiet of late, but he's still an elite runner. He can go from full back to full forward. You'll see him there from time to time doing that. And I think he's our best bet to at least shut him down. And if not shut him down, I think Massimo's due in for a very big game. He hasn't had one in a while, and yeah, he's a big game player. We know what he's capable of, and it's going to be fireworks. This is going to be a really good matchup, really fun to watch. It's going to be a battle of who is willing to push the hardest. I think they both got it, and it's going to be so fun to watch. Now, for my final prediction, I can guarantee you, if this isn't game of the year, it's going to be top 3, regardless of what the result is. It's going to be absolute fireworks. It's going to be back and forward. It's going to be pinging up the ground all game. It's going to be one of the fastest paced games you'll ever see, especially if the weather holds up and it doesn't rain. I think we're in for an absolute cracker. Now, if Newcomb can do his thing like he has over the last couple of weeks and pretty much ignore the Mullen tag, which we know is going to happen, I think the Hawks have this in a bag. I think the Hawks are winning by 2 points and no more than 7 points. I think the Cats are the best team in it right now, just by 1% to Hawthorn. Collingwood are close behind that. But I think Geelong, just having the extra week off, it's either going to help them or it's going to bring them back rusty. Look, we're not going to know until it happens, obviously. But I think the winner of this game is going on to win the grand final. They're going to beat either Brisbane at the G or Collingwood at the G. Both teams match up better against both teams, especially with Brisbane's injuries right now. So, yeah, the winner of this preliminary final is going to win the grand final. I said it here first. Thank you for watching. Comment down below your thoughts and predictions on this game. I think it's going to be a minimum top 3 game of the entire season, and I think it's going to be potentially one of the best games of all time. So let me know how I did, and let me know the final margin. Very curious to hear your thoughts and opinions.